Good day, folks. In this video lecture, I'm going to talk about some of the questions which we weren't able to finish it in today's class, or some of the questions on which some of the students had a lot of ambiguity on. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about the concept of ratio and proportion. Ratio and proportion. So, my request to everyone, I know there were a couple of students who were thinking that I am making it really complicated for them, but I just wanted to say it is something which is really helpful for us. So I will highly encourage everyone to learn this, that ratio and proportion. It will really helpful towards your learning. Especially, we will talk about this in the later half also, and then it'll be super easy for you to understand that concept, and then this concept you can use it anywhere where you have to make the conversions. So what does ratio and proportion do is, so first of all, I'll talk about the algebra behind the ratio and proportion. So for example, if I write it as x over 5 equal to 10 over 30, something like this, any random numbers I'm writing here. Okay, so I'm first of all, again, in the ratio and proportion, I'm trying to learn how to do the algebra of the ratio and proportion. So I wanted to find the value of x. How can I find the value of x? X will be equal to, if I move this on the other side, I can cross multiply, and I can move this on this side. So this will become 30x, which is equal to 10 times 5, which is equal to 50. And this is 30x, and now dividing both sides by 30, dividing this by 30, and that's going to give me the value of x. So 30 divided by 50, whatever answer by dividing you're going to get, you can write it down here. Okay, now there can be a little bit of a shortcut for this one. As long as x stays on the top, again, mark my word, as long as x stays on the top, you can just move the bottom portion on here on the other side. So what I'm saying, I'll show it also by work. X over 5 equal to 10 over 30. Now x is on top here, I can just move this on the other side. That's gonna do the uh, purpose also. So 10 times 5, and then divided by 30, and x equal to 10 times 5 is 50 divided by 30. So we've solved the purpose. So the answer is 5 over 3. Now I'm going to flip the question a little bit. So if I write it as 5 over x equal to 10 over 30. In this case, x is on the bottom. So if x is on the bottom, I must make sure x should come on top. So now if I bring it on top, so to bring it on top, I have to cross multiply it on the other side, and this goes in this direction, this goes in this direction. So 30 times 5 equal to 10 times x, and now dividing both sides by 10. So dividing this by 10, dividing this by 10. So 30 times 5 is 150 divided by 10. That's going to give you the value of x. So that's going to be 15. 15 equal to x. Another question, I'll do it on this also. So if it is like 7 over x equal to 3 over 5, if this is the question, now what can I do? I can cross multiply the terms. This goes here, this x goes with this term. So 7 times 5 equal to 3 times x, which is equal to 3x. So 3x equal to 7 times 5 is 35, and then dividing both sides by 3, dividing this by 3. So the answer is x equal to 35 over 3. Now this is, I'm writing it in the fraction form. You can write it in the decimal form also. Whatever the question is asking, you can write it in that particular format. Okay, so hopefully this helps you to understand how to do the cross multiplication. Again, this was cross multiplication. I'll give you another question, and you can pause the video and try and solve this one. So 7 over 3 equal to x over 5. So pause the video and you can try and solve this question. So in this question, what's going on is you move it on this side and you can move it on this side. So 7 times 5, which is equal to 3 times x, is 3x. Now dividing both sides by 3, dividing this by 3, x value comes out to be 35 over 3. 35 over 3. All right. So hopefully you've been able to understand this topic now. And now, you could have solved this question again like this also: 7 over 3 equal to x over 5, and just move this 5 on this side, okay? Because the x is already on top, so you don't need to move this on this side. But again, my purpose is to show you the detailed way which can be applied to everything. I that's why I don't like the shortcuts going to work for you to solve certain questions, but says for certain question you're going to get stranded at that time. So I wanted to explain you in detail. So my way may look little complicated to sometimes to you guys, but I promise you this is going to eventually help you to learn and understand each and every question. So this will become, well, as I said, if you don't move in this case, let's say if you don't move, so you can just move it on this side. 7 over 3 multiplied by 5, that is equal to 35 over 3. Okay, so both lead to the same answer. So that was about the cross multiplication. That's how we do the cross multiplication. All right. Now we're going to try and solve some of these questions by converting it into the ratio and proportion form. So how long a piece of tubing that weighs 9.5 lb if 1 inch weighs this much, and answer it in the inch to the nearest whole number. So what I'm going to write it. So what is given to me? I'm given 1 inch. 1 inch is equal to 19 over 64 pounds. That's what's given to me. Now, what else is given to me? So it's asking how long a piece of tubing. So long means length. This is length. Length is 1 inch, and this is weight. Weight. Okay. Now, what we are trying to find for weight, if the weight is given to me, I'll write weight below the weight, 91.5 pounds, and then this is X value. Now, I'm trying to find the X. So how I'm going to write it into the ratio and proportion format. So this will become, I will write length divided by weight. Now, one more time, this is not called as a fraction. Fraction has to be between the same two units. Well, length over length can be fraction, but length over weight can never be fraction. So that's why I'm going to keep calling it as ratio. So this will become 19 over 60. Well, what is given to me? Length. First of all, length. What is the unit? See, if the length I'm writing on top, so I will write for length 1 on top. Okay, what is the digit in front of the length? So inch is in length, so 1. So I wrote 1 on top. See, and weight correspond to this. The weight here is 19 over 64. 19 over 64, that's what's given to me. I'll put that on the bottom, and this is equal to on the other side again. For length, this is X, so I will write length is on top, X on top, and on the bottom I'll write it as 91.5. That's what I'm gonna write on the bottom. Now I will encourage you to pause the video and try to do it yourself, and then match the answer also. So now this, what's going to happen, X is on top, I will move this on this side. I can directly move it on this side. So this will become 9 1 and a half divided by 19 over 64, and that is the value of X. Okay. So once you're going to divide these two values, you're going to get X value as 32. That's how you're going to get the answer. All right. Now, the next question we're going to try and solve, that is this one. So this is what I got wrong because I read it wrongly. I read it as 45 gallon equal to 7 over 8. Now let's do this one. So 45 gallon drum is 7/8 full. So 45 gallon, there is a drum which can carry 45 gallons. This drum can carry 45 gallons. Now this is 7/8 full. So 45 gallon is equal to one drum, one complete drum. Okay, and then it is 7/8 full. How many gallons have been removed from the drum. So 7/8 of the drum, 7/8 of the drum. Can I find it? How full is that? How full is that? Now that will be equal to uh, here. I'll write here. I can write drum on top and gallons on the bottom. You can write it any which way. So drum, one drum, and which is equal to 45 gallon, and which is then this is equal to 7/8 upon we are looking for gallons x. Now this x gonna go on this side, and this 45 is going to go on this side. So 1x, 1x, 1 times anything is uh, that thing. So 1x is equal to x. So 7/8 multiplied by 45. So x value will come out to be 5. This will come out to be, if I, no, not 5, this will come out to be, if I do the calculation, 39, 3/8. 3/8. Now 7/8, 7/8 is equal to 39, 3/8 of a gallon, means of 45. So total is 45, and 7/8 is equal to 39 and 3/8 of a gallon. Okay, and then how much is unfilled? So 45 minus 39, 3/8, that is the unfilled quantity. Now I know you can solve this question in an easier way also. If you want to do it that way, go ahead and do it. So I will highly encourage you to keep doing the way you wanted to do. But again, as I said, my responsibility is to make sure that everyone understands the ratio and proportions thoroughly. So that's why I am doing it. So the shortcut, I'll do it also. So here, if you wanted to do it shortcut way, 45 gallon of a drum is 7/8 full. Okay, so that is, I can say, 7/8 full. So how much is remaining? 1/8. If 7/8 is full, 1/8 is remaining. So 1/8 of 45. 1/8 of 45. Okay. So 1/8 of 45. So 45 divided by 1 ABC 8. That's gonna give you second, 1/8 of 45. Okay, so that's gonna give you 45, in this case ABC 8, 5/8, you know, 5/8. So that's one and the same thing. I know this is a shortcut, but think about this. If the question changes the value in if the all of a sudden, rather than changing it to 7/8, I change it to a complicated value where you get stuck, you're not sure how to find the other half. In this, it was easier. So that's why I showed you this detailed version, so that even if you have later on in future any complicated question, you will be able to handle this with the help of ratio and proportion. Now, what is the true length of the element that measures 15/13/16 inch on a blueprint if the blueprint is made to a scale of 5/8? Express your answer to a reduced mixed fraction. So again, I'll try to do it with the ratio and proportion. So let's say 1 inch is reduced to 5/8 inch. Okay, that's what it is. So if a blueprint is made to 5/8, so it means if the actual length is 1 inch, it will be reduced to 5/8 on the blueprint. That's what it means. Now, the reduced length is, what is the true length of the element that has been measured? 15/13/16. So the what we are measuring it as 15/13/16 inch. Okay, and what is the true length? That's what I'm trying to find out in this case. So again, I will write it as true length. So true, this one is true length, and this is scaled length. Scaled length, this is true upon scaled. So 1 upon 5/8, which is equal to true length is x, and then 15/13/16. That's how I'm going to write it. And this, I'm going to move it on the other side. 15/13/16 divided by 15/13/16 divided by 5/8, which is equal to x. So 15 13 over 16 divided by 5 over 8. If I were to do the calculation, then that x value will come out to be 25 3 over 10. That is your answer. Okay. So that's how you're gonna solve these questions. Now, so hopefully you are clear about the ratio and proportion questions, how you're gonna solve these kind of questions. And one more time, if you know the techniques which you can apply, go ahead, and I have no problem, because in the end, answer will matter. You just have to provide me the answer. It doesn't matter how you got the answer. So three pieces of flat bar measures this long. What is the total length of the pieces if these pieces were placed end to end? And write the answer in inches, answer in the feet and the inches to the nearest eighth of an inch. Now, in this question, we just converted everything into the feet. That's where we stopped. So in this question, we got 8.331. Let me just sharpen up my pencil. So, or thicken up my pencil, shall I say. It's really, and yeah, okay. So this is the value plus 7.932 and then 2.424. If I add these numbers, that's gonna come out to be 18.4 here. So 18.687. So this is the number you're gonna get. Let me just quickly do it one more time. 8.331 plus 7.932. Whoops, I typed it wrong. 8.33331 plus 7.932 plus 2.424. Yeah, so this is the number. That's the correct number. Now this is in terms of feet. Okay. Now, if you answer up to this point, 18.687 feet, I will mark it correct. But there is a concept of measurement which you will be learning in the next chapter. So I will cover it. If you feel like you wanted to in the answer there in the exam, you wanted to write it in this format, then you can learn it right now also. And eventually in the unit 2 we have to learn this thing. So 1 foot we know is equal to 12 inches. So 18 feet are complete, and this many feet. I have to convert this feet into inches first of all. So 0.687 feet into inches multiplied by 12, because 18 feet is complete. That's what we have. We'll keep it at a separate place. So if I multiply these two numbers, that's going to give me 8.244 inches. Now it also says convert the inches to the nearest eighth of an inch. So what I'm going to do is this value after the decimal place, whatever the value is after the decimal place, I'll take that value, that is 0.244. I'll multiply it by 8. And then once I'm going to multiply it by 8, I'm going to get the number as approximately 2. Let me do it. 0.244 multiplied by 8. That's going to give me 1.9952. Now, if I see the next number to this is 9. So I'll just, whatever is before decimal, I have to pick that number. Now this gets a little complicated here. I can directly pick 1, but I'll make it 2, because the next number to 1 is 9, so which is 5 or bigger. So I'll make this number just as 2. I will discard the remaining parts. So now I'm ready to compile it. 18 feet and then 8 complete inches, 8 and 2 over 4. And then I can reduce it to 18 feet, 8 and 1 over 4 inches also. So Again, if you haven't been able to understand, that's totally fine, but try and just keep it in your kitty, because we will need this concept for the remaining for the chapter number 2. All right. So that was this one. Now let's move to the question number 11 also. In question number 11, what we said that a pipe has an outer diameter of this much in thickness, and what is the inside diameter? Reduce it to the nearest one. What is the inside diameter of the pipe to the nearest 16th of an inch? Express your answer uh, as the reduced mixed number. So again, this was, if this is a pipe, and this is the internal dia. This is the thickness of the wall. Thickness of the wall is 0.203, and the outer dia of the pipe is given to me 2.875. So I have to subtract the thickness twice. So from the outer dia, so 2.875 minus 2 times thickness, 2 times 0.203, because thickness is here also, thickness is on the other side also, so I have to subtract it twice. So 2.875 minus 0.203, and one more time I'll subtract 0.203, which is equal to 2.469. That is the answer I got in inches. Let me just quickly one more time look at it. 2.875 minus, start the bracket, 2 times 0.203. Yeah, that is approximately the answer we gonna get. So where it is, this is the yeah, 875. I've taken right numbers, 0.203. Yeah. So again, if I have to reduce it to 1/16th of an inch, so how can I reduce it to 1/16th of an inch? Again, if you leave the answer to here, I will give you full marks. System will mark it wrong, but I'll end up adding the marks. So the marks you're gonna get from the system are not the final marks. I have to go over all those questions. So 2.4669. So 2 inches are complete. 469. How I'm going to use this? 0.469 multiply by, I'll multiply it by 16 now, because I'm reducing it to the nearest 16th of an inch. So I'll multiply it by 16. Previous case, I was reducing it to 1/8 of an inch. So I multiplied by 8. So 0.469 multiplied by 16. And then that's going to give you 7.5. 7.5. This number is bigger, so I will bring it on the other side. So 2 point, I will write it as 2.7 will become 8. So not point, so 2 and 8. Oops. 2 and this will be 8, approximately 8 over 16. 16 because we're reducing it to the level of 16. So this will become 2 1 over 2. That will be the answer, inches. So again, if you haven't been able to understand how to do the conversion, that's okay. And if your colleagues know how to do it an easier way, I know some of you guys can say that, oh, just round it up to 0.5 and then do it. That's great. But if the number changes to, well, let's say, which is not very close, 0.393, something like this, then we might have to do this one. So again, uh, so that's why I am teaching you all these processes. I know these hurt a little bit, but once you learn this, they will serve you for a long time, because the next year also you're going to learn math. It's going to really helpful you at that time also. So hopefully you were able to understand all these questions. I will See you in the class. And now please make sure you do these three questions and all, well, actually all these questions, but if you haven't been able to convert it into feet and inches, that's okay. I will do the conversions in the next means next unit. So you can just write down the answer without doing the conversion, but try and understand this proportion. This will really help you. And if you have your shortcuts, go ahead and use the shortcuts. Thank you. Good day. Bye.